The next day, we hit the Traverse of the Gods, which was perhaps the most memorable section of the whole climb because you're traversing back onto the main part of the mountain. Now you're going back right again to reach the center of the wall.
One of the things that was particularly effective in the Alps film are the shots where you see these climbers and suddenly they disappear in this huge mass of a mountain.
The exciting thing for me, especially in contrast with Everest, is with this movie I could use the helicopter and I could get the special space cam gyro stabilized mount and get the helicopter right up next to the cliff, because on the Eiger we had a complete opportunity to get the camera, the helicopter, right in next to our characters.
In all of our films, we've used aerials as a way of flying our audience through environments.
I think the best parts of the film are the pan from this super close and then moves back. And it's such an opportunity to go from that very thing, from something intimate and close to something just stunning. So the use of Queen was an interesting choice to begin with, which is very recognizable and very pop-oriented. And then you have this more mystical, classical style. How do you make them meld? How do you make the edges work together? And then by being able to bring Brian out of his band and over the other music, that became the bridge. And again, he was so enthusiastic and so willing to do whatever was necessary that it was just like, oh, this is going to be fun.
We're walking on this ridge, but sometimes it was just shoulder's width, and we'd do that carrying what here they call your jumping rope. So you have some loops of rope in your hand, and if somebody falls down one side, then you have to jump off the other side. And that's the protection. So if you're willing well, you have to be willing to jump, because otherwise you get pulled off.
Okay.
One of the things I think that was the key to doing it safely was the amount of preparation that we put into it. It's very difficult to move around on the north face of the Eiger, especially when you have camera gear. So we were very careful to choose a few great locations.
I have bare hands at 13,000 feet on the top of the Eiger. Literally, no, it's really warm.
A group hug.
Okay.
Oh, spectacular.
That's great.
What's that? I missed that.
This is Adele.
Oh, hello, Adele. It's a pleasure to speak with you.
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, just wonderful. I'm here on the summit right now.
It's been a great climb, really great climb. It should be a fun traverse over there, too. Bye.
Okay, be careful, sweetheart. Bye.
We all do. Love you.
Oh! Hey, Sienna. Your dad's on the summit. He's going to be here soon. Oh, no.
No, not the camera!
So I forgot what he said.
This is so spectacular. It is a fulfillment of a dream of my whole adult life. And I'm just delighted for finally pulling it off. And so now I have to think about the other half of the climb, which is getting back down. So, time to go.
When the climbers finally succeeded in getting to the summit, it was pretty late in the afternoon, and they came down to a place called the Monk's Hut, which is on the backside of the Eiger. It's very high, but we were able to get up there with Adele and Sienna. But when the climbers came down to that spot, the sun had almost dipped below the horizon, and so we only had about 10 minutes to actually get the shots. And the Harlans were much more interested in actually greeting each other and having this special emotional moment. So it was very much of a documentary scene shot under very low light conditions. It was basically a cameraman's nightmare to get it. They succeeded in capturing this very spontaneous moment.
I was attracted to this story simply because it's a story of family and adventure relating to those families. I think it's a wonderful film because it has to do with all the great values of family, dedication to sport, the natural beauty of the world, and trying to preserve all of it.
IMAX films excel when we can put the audience into a place they would never go. And believe me, the north face of the Eiger is a place you'd never go on your own. When people walk out of this movie, I hope that what they take with them is a great sense of the splendor of the Alps, their sheer magnificence.
And the movie tries to capture that feeling of being part of that environment, and then of going above where people live, of course, and into the realm where only climbers go.
It's a very interesting story, and so I think that rather than climb the mountain in private and have a personal sort of celebration about it, why not make it a little bit more public one and share the story, share the celebration, and share the conclusion of this interesting chapter. And I think it's going to be something that's going to be really special when it all comes together.
It just worked out perfectly. And to have finally fulfilled that dream was, well, a dream come true. It really was just ideal.